I mean, they got to win this. They got to beat the Kings, but it's a trap. And I said, they're going to lose now because you said that.
They had won 5 games going into this, right?
I know, but it's a trap game. They're probably looking forward to the Flyers and the Flames coming in town, and you kind of overlook the Kings.
The Kings had won like 5 in a row going into that game on Monday night.
Oh, I know, but you know how this Leafs team is.
Oh, I totally. But like, listen, with Campbell playing his former team and playing like Jonathan Quick for the first time, I just expected a little more here from the boys, but I guess I shouldn't be fucking surprised. So anyway, this will be an overall pretty upbeat podcast. Like, are things perfect in Leafland right now? No, not by a long shot. But
if they won 8 of 9,
that's just it. That's just it. So they haven't played anywhere near their best hockey. And I'm pretty sure they're in their 3rd overall in the Eastern Conference right now. 3rd overall out of all the teams in the East. So that's crazy considering like they're nowhere near.
Now they've played a lot more games than some other teams like Tampa and Boston. But yeah, they're right there. They're right behind the Florida Panthers for first in the Atlantic Division. They're right there.
They're literally
right there.
They're literally a point or two behind the Panthers now. But overall, the Eastern Conference standings right now are the Florida Panthers, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Those are the top 3 teams in the East as of right now.
Yeah, you can't be too picky about this.
No,
it's looking pretty good, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. So anyway,
but they got their ass whooped by the Kings on Monday night.
Well, that's just it. So like, let's just be honest here. The Kings come in, like the Leafs had 34 shots on the Quick was good. Quick was good in that game. He was, I thought. Like, I mean,
he was good.
Was he the difference? Would they have lost anyway? I don't know. But I didn't think Campbell was terrible. Like, he didn't really they weren't that great in their own end.
Campbell had an off night, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Kings put up a 5 spot and John Tavares gets the lone goal. I mean, there's not much else to that game other than that, man. And like, the Kings beat them 5-1, snapped the Leafs 5-game winning streak. The Leafs, coming off of the 5-1 loss to the Kings, go into Philadelphia on Wednesday night to play the Flyers. And I mean, let's be honest here. This was a good fucking performance by the Toronto Maple Leafs. I thought overall they bounced back very nicely. Campbell,
which they normally do.
Yeah.
They bounce back pretty good after games like Monday night against LA. But
I was
a little worried. I was a little worried.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go with that. I wasn't quite sure coming off of that Kings loss where this Flyers game was going to end up, but surprise, surprise. You never know with these fucking guys. One way or the other. You never fucking know with these guys. It's so fucking insane.
Hardest team to bet on.
Oh my God.
But
anyways.
A perfect road game.
Yeah.
A perfect road game.
100%. Man. So we get Nylander with 2 goals and Andre Kasha, whatever we're calling him. It's Kasha. That's what Cuthbert calls him, right? Kasha? Cash?
Yeah.
Kasha?
Kasha. He calls him Kasha. Some people say Cash.
Which was nice. That was the first goal by the non-core 4 in fucking 2 weeks? Like, I think it was the Detroit game was the last time someone scored that wasn't in the core 4.
Yeah, they had scored like 15 straight goals, the core 4.
So that's fucking insane. That's fucking that's
good.
After
the slow start they had.
No, true.
I kept saying it on this podcast. The floodgates were going to open eventually, and these guys were going to wake up, and they did.
Yep.
And then, he scores.
Yeah, it was good to see. They iced it 3-0. Campbell gets the shutout. He makes 36 saves for the shutout.
But a good, he made some really good saves, but I thought the Leafs did such a great job of pushing the shots outside, not really giving the Flyers a whole lot of secondary looks.
Yep.
It's such a good road game. A game you're like, why can you not play like this on a more regular basis? It must drive Keefe mad to see them go out and do that. And then to see like what happened last night in Buffalo. And you're just like, I know you can do it. Why don't you do it? Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Going back to the Philly game for a second before we do the recap of the Sabres game. Jack Campbell, when he got the shutout on Wednesday night in Philly, the 3-0 shutout, the last time the Leafs shut out the Flyers in Philadelphia was Eddie Belfour 19 years ago. 19 years ago. Holy man. So now
you could only imagine the shower that night.
So now Campbell and Belfour have like this synchronicity. It's all come together now. It's all come together. Okay, so yeah, moving on then from the Flyers game. So we go into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, back to back. So they're back home on Friday night against the Flames. And I'll tell you what, like I'm watching this Friday night game, and I don't know if it was just because they were at home and the Saturday night game was just in Buffalo and there was like nobody in the stands, and it just was kind of fucking, I don't know, like it's just, I didn't like the Saturday night game. The Calgary Flames game on Friday night to me felt like that was like the Saturday night hockey night in Canada game.
Yeah, it did. It was the fans were into it. The fans have been great this year in Toronto. Toronto gets a bad rap of having a really quiet building.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been good. I don't know if they just needed that year of not being able to go to the games to really respect and, come to life now. And they're like, oh, it's so bad. But like chanting refs suck and booing and just going crazy. And the Leafs have given them a lot to cheer about lately, but they've really woken up.
I wonder if it's got anything to do with like, there's maybe a different mix of people in the building, like because of COVID, maybe some people are still hesitant to go. So there's more tickets available for other people.
Or they're giving their tickets to more, diehard Leaf fans. But
you're right.
Something
seems different. Like the soup chants
on TV, on TV, even at Tuesday night, I see more Leaf jerseys in the lower bowl than I've seen in 10 years. It's just full of, normally you see the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 rows is just suits. Oh, you see the odd Leaf jersey, but it's mostly just, especially on TV behind the benches. But it's a lot of jerseys. It's a lot of everybody standing up, everybody's screaming, cheering. The Go Leafs Go chants start. The soup chants every time he makes a save is like so loud. Toronto's come to play this year. I thought the fans were going to be hard on this team, but they're behind them huge.
Yeah, awesome. Agreed. For now.
So yeah, for now. But Friday night did feel like Saturday.
So the Flames roll in, and I thought this was a pretty good game, even though there was no score after 2 periods, 0-0 going into the third. I still was entertained thoroughly by this game. And Campbell's back in net again, right? So,
yeah, and he was. I said he should play the Calgary game and give Wall the Buffalo game, and that's what they did.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go to the third period, and the Flames score 5 minutes in, I think, and make it 1-0. And we're like, okay, I'm kind of thinking like, okay, here we go. Not good.
One of those nights where they couldn't score. And were you not thinking, oh, here we go. After the game, we're going to hear, it was a hot goalie. Or, we got stunned by a good goalie.
The goalie did play great. I can't remember his name.
He did play great, but you got to find one.
Yeah, agreed.
And they did.
Well, and then I'm thinking, okay, now the offense has dried up. Like the big guys aren't scoring anymore. You're getting no secondary scoring. We'll get to that later. But but here we go. Third period looks like it was around the 12 or 13 minute mark, and Nylander fucking tees it up in the slot area, and it looks like it's Nylander's goal. But hold on just a second.
They called it for Nylander.
They did, but they called it wrong. Want to know why? Because Andre Cash in front of the net with a little tip.
So they tie the game, and this goes into overtime. And it was back. It was fourth. It was breakaways. There was one point when Jack Campbell wasn't even in the net, and I don't think the Calgary Flames noticed. They just kept passing the puck, and I'm like, if they shoot it, it's game over, but they never shot it.
Yeah.
But it all led to one thing.
Well, here's the thing. Matthews gets a breakaway, and it looks like this fucker's over, but he cracked
the shaft.
He cracked the shaft.
Yeah.
Breaks his stick. His stick breaks right in his hand.
It didn't bust.
No, it didn't. He didn't bust it.
He cracked the shaft.
Yeah, he had it right in his hand. He had a good firm grip on it, and the fucking thing just snapped right in his hand.
It doesn't matter. Even if you crack the shaft, it's really hard to get it off.
Oh, and he couldn't. He couldn't get it off.
No, he couldn't get it off.
But
if he cracked the shaft, can't get it off.
He went to the bench and he said, "I broke my fucking stick." So he grabs a new twig. During this whole scenario, Jack Campbell makes a huge save at the other end, and then Austin's back on the ice again. And what do you know?
So Leafs win 2-1.
Leafs win it 2-1 in overtime.
But they go into Buffalo. Buffalo also played the night before.
Yes.
Played the Edmonton Oilers.
And they beat them. Yeah. How about that?
Buffalo's been sneaky this year.
They have. And look, I was thinking going into this game too. I'm like, look, I really am this year. Like Detroit, Buffalo, like the teams that like nobody predicted would be good. Like you can't sleep on any of these fucking guys anymore. You just can't do it because they will legit beat you. The Sabres could have won that hockey game last night, but
the Sabres should have won that hockey game last night.
Yeah, probably.
They outplayed the Leafs. Look at we'll get into the recap, but look at the first goal of the game.
Oh, ridiculous.
Absolutely like it's just ridiculous. A fluke goal that went the Leafs' way. That puck doesn't go in the net, and 99% of the time it doesn't. They don't even win that game.
Yeah. So. No, I know. Aaron Dell, in net for the Sabres. Didn't know that he even played there. But Joseph Woll. Anyway, Joseph Woll. So we no Hutchinson sighting. They stick with Woll had been up with them all week. Keefe, I guess, told Joseph Woll several days in advance that he was going to be getting the start in Buffalo. And this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, give one of the kids a fucking shot. We know Hutch isn't the guy. Let's see what else we got. Like you were saying last podcast as well. So Joseph Woll gets the start. I was super excited about that. What did you think of his game?
I thought it was decent. It's hard to tell because the team played so shitty in front of him.
Yeah.
But he made some big saves. He's a little scrambly at times, but he's huge.
Big guy.
He's
big
so
kid.
Big. Like,
yep.
I guess I've gotten so used to watching Campbell this season. Campbell's not as big. Like Campbell's a big guy, but he's not a giant like Joseph Woll.
Yep.
And Campbell's so athletic and so in position. Woll's not that type of goalie.
No.
Kind of reminds me of Eddie the Eagle. Eddie the Eagle used to just kind of get into position and let the puck hit him. That's kind of what Woll was doing last night.
He's actually got an eagle on his mask. I think he is a big fan of Eddie the Eagle. Did you see the eagle on the one side of his mask?
I did, but I didn't know if that was like for, I don't know, a team he played for.
Well, he's
not all Eagles go back to Eddie.
Well, are you sure about that?
Well, I mean, like, you know, people wear Eagles on their shirts and helmets, and it doesn't mean that they're huge Eddie Belfour fans.
No, you're right.
It should.
He's American, and he's played a bunch for like the American like national team and stuff growing up. So it could just be like a symbol of like where he's from. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure it's Belfour.
All right, so we go into Buffalo. Joseph Woll does get a start. Yeah, I thought Joseph Woll played okay. I would like to see more from Joseph Woll. I hope that's not his last start.
It won't be. They've got a back-to-back coming next weekend too, Saturday and Sunday. He'll get one of those games, 100%.
Because I wish if the team played better in front of him, I think he would have had an even better result. He played pretty solid. It's just, wow, the team was bad.
For sure.
I mean bad.
At the end of the podcast, we'll tee up the 4 games next week. I would personally play with Woll in the first of the back-to-back next week, but we'll get to that at the end of the show. Okay. But anyway, so he gets the start. He gets his first NHL win, but this game was fucking all over the place. Like the shots were basically even. The Leafs had 26 shots. The Sabres had 27 shots. It was just crazy. The first goal was absolute garbage.
The shots on goal were kind of even, but the game wasn't even.
Well, it seemed back and forth the whole time, though.
Yeah, I didn't find it though. I found Buffalo had better chances. The teams were both sloppy, but the Leafs, man, they were cheating. Their forwards were floating and looking for breakaways and 2-on-1s. Like there was no effort at all.
Agreed.
Except for a couple guys.
Yeah, I agree. So do you think like they still have this I'm talking about just the team in general. You still think the Leafs have this element of like, oh, we're going to cakewalk. It's the Sabres. We'll cakewalk these fucking guys.
100%. Yes.
That's got to change. Eh?
You said it 5 minutes ago. Everybody in this league can beat you.
Yeah.
Everybody in this league can beat you on any given night. Ottawa can outwork you, beat you. Montreal's playing terrible. They can still sneak up and beat you. Even Arizona and Chicago. Like Chicago hadn't won a game, hadn't had a lead, and they almost beat the Leafs. So anybody in this league can beat you. You got to be careful, and coaches say it all the time, and they're not just saying it to sound pretty.
But I don't think
take a night off.
But I don't think these guys get to a man, like some of them maybe, but like the Nylanders and the Matthews and the Mariners, like basically who I'm talking about here,
they look at games like that. Yeah, you're right.
they don't seem to be like they're just kind of like whatever. Like
I think they can get by. Like I said, on skill cheating.
On their skill, yeah, exactly.
They look like they can just.
And that's
in the Flyers game, they're all back checking. They're playing their positions, pushing them to the outside, capitalizing. It was such a good hockey game. And then they play Buffalo, and it's just little poke check, go for the break. Oh, he got by me. 2-on-1 for Buffalo, whatever. It was ugly and lazy. It was lazy.
I 100% agree. Bunting Keith changed the lineup going into this game. Coming off of a win. So Simmons gets scratched, healthy scratch. And
but he did say at the start of the year that they may look at doing stuff like that to give the older guys some rest.
That's fine. So
Simmons, I don't mind Simmons taking a night off here and there.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, that's fine. And then Sandin, I guess, was a little banged up, so Dermott draws back in, and Sandin,
which is fine.
Yeah.
Again, it's 3 games, 4 nights, end of a back-to-back, a long season.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that.
And Semyonov or whatever his name is,
Semyonov.
So like he played a couple games this week, including last night. I think he's got, I don't know. He didn't really do anything super impressive, but he didn't do anything either that I thought made him look bad. Like I think this guy could be a depth piece. We'll see. But anyway, so Bunting was on the 4th line is where I was going with that to start the game. Yep. They moved Kasha up to play with Austin and Willie. And here's what I didn't really get. They moved Kerfoot down to the 3rd line, and then they moved Ritchie up to play with Tavares.
I know. Every Leaf fan is saying the same thing. They're really, really trying with Nick Ritchie. Like I haven't seen a guy get this much rope in forever.
I can't even think of a guy that they're just like, okay, no problem. Like it's
most
okay.
Guys, you play like the way he's played for whatever they've played, 16 games. You play like that for 16 games, you're either on the 4th line or you're up in the press box. But this guy gets he makes 1 assist on a power play.
Yeah. He just happened to be in the right spot at the right fucking time. That's it.
Mike Johnson said it on the radio, and I thought it was brilliant. He's like, any player in the NHL, if you put them on the power play long enough with William Nylander, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, and John Tavares, they're gonna get an assist.
You'd think
it's just gonna happen eventually, and it happened with Nick Ritchie. But yet they made it this big deal, like, oh, he's coming into his own now.
I know it was one little tiny pass out front, like
on a power play.
On the power play, like, oh my god, like yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what has he done to deserve? Like Bunting hadn't scored lately, but he was giving it, like he's working harder than Ritchie, I think, or at least it looks that fucking way to me. So what does
he's doing more good things?
Okay, Ritchie. But so Bunting gets fucking shot down to the 4th line, and so like, why does Ritchie get enough? Like, I just don't get it.
I don't know. I don't mind Bunting going down to the 4th line and Kasha going up to the 1st line.
That's fine.
Ritchie, I don't know. Ritchie should go down to the 4th line. Bunting should go to the 2nd or 3rd line. I don't get it. We'll never get it. We've been talking about this for 16 games now.
Yeah.
Why is Nick Ritchie always playing in these positions? And it's going to continue, because you know what's going to happen the next game? He's going to be on the 2nd line, or he's going to get power play minutes. It's just going to keep happening because they put $5 million into this guy and they need him to go.
That's scary, man. It's an absolute nightmare of a signing, an absolute fucking nightmare. But anyway,
I think they're really trying to make it not an absolute nightmare.
Well, it already is. I don't see how.
If he had signed 1 year at league minimum, do you think he's playing in the lineup right now? No, he's not.
Yeah, no, probably.
But because of his contract, he's playing in the lineup every night. Anyway,
okay.
So Bunting, Kasha, they both score.
Yep. Yeah, and Camp got the first goal, so it's 3-2.
It was 3-1. They blew two 2-goal leads. They were up 3-1.
They just kept blowing leads the whole fucking night. But it was 3-2 for the Leafs after the second, going into the third, when it looked like Morgan Riley teed one up from the fucking point to make it 4-2.
They take a 4-2 lead.
Yeah,
they blow it.
Literally, the Sabres come back and score 2 goals within the next fucking 4 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. and tie it up 4-4. And then with 11 seconds, looks like it's going to overtime. Looks 100% like that. And then Riley tees it up again from the fucking point and pops it home for the winner. His first goal of the season. The Leafs beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-4.
Yep.
And that's all she wrote for the games this week. So you got a loss
to LA, win over Philly, a win over Calgary in overtime, and a win over Buffalo. So 6 of 8 points, 6 of 8 of their last 9, second in the Atlantic Division, third in the Eastern Conference.
Yep.
Like we said at the beginning, we're going to stay mainly positive.
I just want to say again, Joseph Woll gets his first win, first NHL win.
Congrats, Joseph Woll.
Congrats, Joseph Woll. And just before we go to break, did you happen to see Joseph Woll's mom in the stands?
She looked paranoid.
Oh,
you know how hard it'd be to be the parent of a goalie in their first game? Like, it's one thing if the player plays 5-6 minutes on the fourth line. I don't even know.
Dude, that is not even where I was going with that.
Even
where I was going with that. Joseph Woll's mom in the stands. What a fucking MILF. What a fucking MILF.
I didn't think so at all, but okay.
I did. I liked what I saw, Mrs. Woll. What a MILF. Love it.
Hey everyone, Dale here. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. While you're here, why don't you take a look around at some of our other videos? And if you want to listen to the audio version of our podcast, we are available on all podcast platforms. You can check in the description below for links to our website and all our other social media. And if you want to support the podcast, you can do so by going to our Patreon page, and you can find a link to that as well. The Tip In Maple Leafs Podcast.